The holiday season is known for bringing family and friends together and creating happy memories. But for some, holiday memories are surrounded by tragedy.
This month, we'll be sharing one unsolved missing person story every single day. We hope sharing their story will help bring them home for the holidays. Marina Pearl Boelter, nicknamed Little Tornado, was just an 18-year-old young mother at the time of her disappearance. She was born on July 15th of 1996, and she was described as a smart and caring young woman who loved the color purple. She was an amazing writer. Poetry happened to be her favorite, and she would journal every day, stop in the middle of what she's doing so she could go write down her thoughts and feelings and what was happening. To have that kind of dedication is amazing. I've always
Right?
wanted to be a journaler, but I have never been.
I just can't seem to put my brain on paper.
Same, same. I'm like, nothing exciting happened today. So,
Yeah. Dear diary, today was boring. The end.
yeah,
Whitney. Like,
yeah. She had a large family. She was one of six children from her mother's side. And then she even had more half siblings on her father's side. Marina was originally from Ohio. After her move to Indiana, she didn't do as well in school and she ended up dropping out of high school. She did get her GED quickly. We're talking a month later, she's in there taking the test. And she was in an on and off again relationship with a man by the name of Douglas DJ Lockhart. So we'll refer to him as DJ throughout this. Okay. Marina ended up pregnant by DJ and delivering a baby boy in April of 2014. Marina and her boyfriend parted ways the final time, and she moves in with her mom and family with all the siblings. So there's a lot going on in this household. Landon was her son's name. And when he was about 4.5 months old, there was an incident at this family home. One of Marina's sisters and her boyfriend were fighting, and somehow Landon got hit in the head. I believe something was thrown and it hits Landon in the head. This caused a brain bleed, and he had to spend some time in the hospital because of this. This resulted in Landon being taken in by CPS, and he was put into foster care while an investigation was ongoing about the living arrangements and what Landon, like the environment Landon was in. Marina was working on the care plan to get her son back when she disappeared. On December 31st of 2014, Marina finished her shift at IGA, which is a local grocery store in Bloomfield, Indiana, when she asked one of her regular customers if he could give her a ride to her apartment, which is only about a mile or two from the store. This person's name has never been released, but he stated he dropped Marina off at a closed pizza place because she didn't want him to know exactly where she lived. And she said this to him as they were driving. She said, "Hey, drop me off here. I don't feel comfortable with you knowing exactly where I live."
so she's thinking ahead. Go her.
Yes. But this guy, even after Marina goes missing, he never reports this to police. It would take him 3 weeks before he went to police and told them that he'd given her a ride that day. And this is only because a description of his vehicle was being released to the public. So he's, oh, yeah, I better come forward because they're already going to track me down. Apparently, this guy had taken a polygraph test after being interviewed and he passed it. Another thing to note is the fact that the last ping on Marina's phone was 10 minutes after she got out of work that night. So she got out at 6. About 6:10 was the very last time that her phone ever pinged. So right now, this guy, even though he passed this polygraph test, he would be my number one suspect. He didn't report her. He was the last one to see her. Her phone pinged when she was with him for the very last
Hmm.
time. All signs point to him. But then we have some other people that really should be persons of interest as well. So Marina was on the phone with her boyfriend when she was walking out of work that day. So this is probably around 6 to 6:10. This is probably in that time frame. She gets off at 6. She has to go clock out. She's on her way out. She's on the phone with him. And the last thing that her boyfriend hears her say is, "Oh shit, it's DJ." So DJ, Marina's ex and also the father of her child, was in the parking lot when she got off work that night. He was with a few friends, and they got off work and they went to this parking lot to just hang out, shoot the shit, which apparently they did all the time.
Okay.
It wasn't
I remember
necessarily
seeing yeah. I remember seeing people, like, hang out in the mall parking lot before. It doesn't strike me as odd that they're all just sitting there
yeah,
chatting.
yes, exactly. He has a truck. They're probably just hanging out around the bed of the truck. Remember, this is a small town. So people in my parents' town where I ended up graduating from high school all the time, they would just meet at the local gas station and sit there until all the friends came
My s
by so that they
Yep,
could figure out their plan.
my small town was Walmart.
Yes. I didn't even know they had a Walmart in your town,
Yes.
which it's bigger than I've never been into the town, only like
Walmart's
on
right
the
off
edge.
the highway. You drive right past it. It's the
Okay, so yeah,
smallest supercenter you'll ever see in your life.
wow. Okay. Okay, so DJ sees Marina or about to get into the car with this customer, and he's trying to talk her out of it. He's like, "Hey, you don't know this guy. I'll give you a ride home. I want you to come to a party with me anyways, because it is New Year's Eve, so lots of parties going on." And he's trying to talk her out of it. She's just no, she doesn't want to get back with him. She probably doesn't want to lead him on while he's still trying. So she gets into the customer's car anyways and drives off. So obviously, DJ and his friends see the car, and that's how they know what this person's vehicle looks like. This customer also has a criminal past, but he also has an alibi. And then, like I said, he passed a polygraph test as well. So he was put to the back burner while police were looking at other potential persons of interest. Marina had planned to attend a New Year's Eve party at her boyfriend's house that night. Something to note, her boyfriend was married, and it was
Oh,
him and his wife throwing this party.
okay. I'm not here to kink shame or judge anyone on their life decisions.
The
Does the
wife,
wife know about the girlfriend? Is this like a
no,
throuple situation? So she's the
no.
mistress.
She's the mistress.
Okay.
But the boyfriend, his name is Toby, he was actually a friend of Marina's mom and the rest of the family. So he's a family friend. So it's not abnormal that he's inviting Marina to the party because she's a family friend. They just
Okay.
happen to be seeing each other under the wife's nose. Okay.
Okay.
According to Marina's mother, they had been friends since before Marina was even born. He felt Marina kick when she was inside her mother's stomach before she was born. They were all friends. Toby's girlfriend and Marina's mom, they were all hung out and friends. And she's
That
like,
makes
"Oh,
me feel icky.
same. I could not." Yeah. Yeah. We could all agree Toby was considerably older than Marina's, but she was smitten regardless of his single status or not. Her mother knew about this affair. Marina was very close to her mother and told her pretty much everything. And the mother didn't approve, but she was like, she's free to make her own choices.
She's an
She's
adult.
18.
What's she gonna do?
Yes, exactly. So the boyfriend in the back of my mind is always a person of interest as well, even though he was technically throwing a party that night that she never came to. So I don't know. I'm iffy on him, and I think it's just because he was an adult before she was ever born, and that makes me grossed out. The next person of interest in my mind is a man by the name of Vernon Gale Briner. This was a man that lived in Marina's apartment complex. He is a violent sexual offender who was convicted of murder. The crime was sexually motivated, violent, and extremely brutal, what he did in his past. Marina was unaware of who was living right next door. Plus the fact that she was trying to get her son out of foster care, I would really hope that they would check that out before the baby came to live there.
I would assume that's part of your, like, home study is learning about the neighborhood that your home is in?
Exactly. So this guy literally lived next door to Marina, and her mom states she had mentioned him a couple times before. They live next door. Oh, I saw him. She didn't know anything about his past. But also at this apartment complex, there wasn't a ton of actual apartments, only a few, and most of them were vacant. So it was like those two and maybe one other person in this whole complex, which is dangerous, I would think.
Mhm.
He had only been out of prison for 2 years by this point. Uh, 6 weeks after Marina disappeared, DJ was involved in a violent attack where he ended up getting stabbed and he passed away.
Oh.
This is said to have nothing to do with the Marina's case, according to authorities. This case has much more information and definitely could be a regular episode. If you want more, listen to the podcast Unfound because the host speaks with Marina's mother, does a deep dive interview about everything leading up. The mother does not believe DJ had anything to do with it. Like she's known him for a very long time and she says she doesn't think he could have had anything to do with it, but he is now deceased. So I just keep thinking about that. Landon, his mother's missing and his father is dead. And it's
Mhm.
just all within a month and a half's time frame.
Wow.
Marina has blonde hair, blue eyes, and may wear non-prescription reading glasses. Funny story about this. Marina liked the way she looked in glasses, but she didn't need them to see. And so she would wear these fake glasses. And her grandpa used to always get onto her, be like, take those off. You're going to ruin your eyesight. You don't need those. And I'm like, there, I could just see that happening.
But are they prescription fake, or are they just, like, clear, like the vanity ones you get at Claire's or whatever?
The vanity ones too.
Okay.
Yeah. She may have her hair dyed a reddish brown color. She is 5 foot 3 inches tall. She weighs between 95 and 120 pounds. She was last seen wearing a purple and black plaid coat, a pair of jeans with rhinestones detailing on the pocket, and pink and white Nikes. She was also wearing a cross necklace and carrying a purse with the image of the Philadelphia Love statue on it. She has pierced ears, a small scar on her lip from a piercing, and has a tattoo on one foot of a star with butterfly wings. If you have any information about what happened to Marina Boelter, please contact the Bloomfield Police Department at 812-332-4411, or you can contact the Indiana State Police at 812-384-4411.